brand new pre-built gaming PC just came to the shop because when our customer went to go ahead and fire it up, he noticed everything looks good except for this rear fan. And although a fan not working isn't the end of the world when you spend $4,500 on a pre-built gaming PC, you expect it to work. So what's causing this to not turn on? Well, the first obvious thing I noticed about this fan is that there's not a single cable coming off the top, side, or bottom of the fan. And as wireless PC case fans don't exist quite yet, the fact that I know this fan is the same as these two right here, which use a pretty bulky cable, we're obviously missing something. Then where's our cable? Well, I noticed something. Because this fan is the same as these two, and this one actually has a cable coming in from the bottom and one going out the top, these two sets of fans are likely supposed to be linked together because they are different from the top radiator fans and have the ability to be daisy chained. So if we just follow these two sets of cables, we'll notice that the bottom one actually splits into two cables and then runs down along the bottom to this fan header and RGB header. This right here must be the daisy chain cable, which if we just follow throughout the case, we can see that it's run behind the radiator all the way to the back and even loops around on the corner right here, wrapping around with the ventilation until it stops behind the radiator. So although I can't see it, I'm pretty sure the connector is right here. I think I found it right there. So to get that cable back down, because I think it might have came unplugged during shipping, what I'm gonna do is loosen some of the slack on the cable up top by cutting this zip tie. Check that out, drop down our actual cable, which if we now just plug in, next time we fired the system up, check it out, our fan's back to working. And if you're curious how it came unplugged, based on the location of where the cable was, it is likely a combination of over cable management, which is a term I use when people build a system. Cable manage it really well, but they don't leave any extra slack, which can cause two problems. First, it can make it really difficult to unplug certain cables, especially those CPU 8 pins up top, because you don't have any wiggle room to actually adjust the cable. And speaking of that, for cables that don't have a retention clip like this, which our fan header does not as it just relies on friction, not having any extra room to move can cause the cable to come unplugged with the slightest amount of movement, which is what I believed happened here, as I noticed that this rear fan's not securely mounted. It just slides around, which you don't want when you're shipping a system. If you're curious why it's able to slide like that, well, all the screws are in and are sitting flush. Unfortunately, they're not tight. In fact, these screws will spin forever, likely because these were over-tightened at the factory, which is a big problem for fans where we use self-tapping screws that are made to actually grip into the plastic, chewing it away as they go in to make a secure fit, creating irreversible damage. So really the only fix I've found in these types of circumstances to make sure that this fan doesn't move again, especially because this fan doesn't have open sides where you could do something like a bolt or even maybe one of those rubber mounts, is to switch out the size of the fan screw to something a little bit larger so it can actually grip onto the fan. So this fan will never slide around and cause this cable to pop loose again. So with this